Chapter 845, Return. It really is the spirit world. Klein was delighted as he inwardly muttered to himself. Without needing further confirmation, his spirituality and spiritual perception had told him that this was the real spirit world. And this meant that he had returned to the real world, the place with all kinds of delicacies. I nearly cried tears of joy. Klein inwardly made a self-deprecating comment as he considered where he was supposed to head to next. From the position of the stars, moon, and sun, it's still morning. If there's no time difference between the real world and the foggy town, it's at most 7:30 a.m. or maybe earlier. At this point, the servants must have discovered the disappearance of their mate, and they would definitely inform the priests and bishops. Even if they have received the corresponding training and would report to their superiors according to the protocol, they will have to first eliminate the possibility that someone was skiving away or having a stomachache. They would need more than 10 minutes before confirming this and begin taking the necessary actions. And after the report to their superiors, the priests and bishops wouldn't be able to instantly tell the severity of the matter. They would only believe that the servant had escaped, and they wouldn't quickly connect this matter to the keepers. After they do a divination or investigation to figure out the truth, it would be 20 to 30 minutes later. That also means that they likely haven't begun their search in the surrounding area to find the intruder. The identity of Dwayne Dance hasn't been exposed yet. If the Bizarro Sorcerer Potion formula given by Zeratul is real, then the identity of Dwayne Dance still has many uses. If I can still keep the identity going, I should try harder to not abandon it. Besides, the only things that I'm wearing, which are real, are my glove and underwear. If I head elsewhere, I'll be a pervert. Klein already had a choice he was leaning towards. He took out the iron cigar case, which appeared to be inside his pocket, but was actually lodged under a rubber band. He opened it and took out the gold coin inside. Returning to 160 Birkeland Street is dangerous. Klein muttered 7 times, and with a flick, he saw it slowly spin in the spirit world, wobbling up and down, left and right, before landing on his palm. This time, it was tails, indicating a negative response. Klein nodded indiscernibly and immediately traveled towards Backland. After 3 stops, his figure finally appeared in his room at 160 Birkeland Street. The curtains were drawn tightly, and it was dim. It was very suitable for sleeping. And on the bed, Dwayne Dance was lying on the bed facing up. His hands were grabbing the ends of the blanket near his neck. From the looks of it, the investigation hasn't reached me. This appearance is ridiculous. Klein secretly heaved a sigh of relief and saw Dwayne Dance dissipate and turn into a palm-sized mirror. Water ripples appeared on the mirror's surface as silver light bloomed and turned into Lonese text. Exalted Great Master, did you encounter something? Your loyal and humble servant, Arodes, failed to sense you before. It wasn't anything important, Klein answered perfunctorily. This made him confirm that Arodes was unable to pry into the secrets that happened in the foggy town. After all, this fellow was able to present the environment where the rampaging Zeratul was. It really is related to the authorities of a deity. Klein's mind stirred as he asked, did anyone look for me? No, no one came to disturb you. The silver on the mirror's surface changed and produced new words. Klein felt truly relieved as he said to Arodes, you may leave. I'll summon you again if needed. All right, Master. Goodbye, Master Tilda. Like before, Arodes produced a drawing of a hand waving on the mirror. After the aqueous light vanished, the mirror was restored to normal. Klein walked to the bedside and pulled out the pajamas underneath and wore it. Then, he took out candles and other items before entering the bathroom. He set up a sacrificial ritual, preparing to send Creeping Hunger, Azek's copper whistle, the iron cigar case, and the various mysticism materials above the gray fog to avoid any investigations he might face. After doing all of this, Klein didn't delay and sat at the fool's seat. He conjured the Bizarro Sorcerer's Potion formula in front of him. Sequence 4, Bizarro Sorcerer. Main ingredient, Bizarro Bane's main eye, the true soul body of a spirit world plunderer. Supplementary ingredients, 200 ml of a Bizarro Bane's blood, 30 grams of a spirit world plunderer, 10 grams of red hair birch bark. one segment of golden grapevine's fingernail-sized self-made rubber mask. Advancement ritual. Relying on one's strength and strategy, orchestrate a grand performance before many spectators to kill a beyonder creature at the level of a demigod. Then, at the end of the performance, consume the potion. Klein didn't consider what this ritual actually meant. Beneath the potion formula, he wrote a corresponding statement. Following that, he summoned a spirit pendulum from the junk pile. Holding it in his left hand, he began a divination. Before long, Klein opened his eyes and saw the dangling topaz rotating clockwise. This meant that the Bizarro Sorcerer Potion formula he had was genuine. Phew! Klein exhaled as he took the opportunity to determine what kind of changes Creeping Hunger had experienced, as well as what the various negative side effects were. After a dream divination and several direct attempts, he figured out the exact situation in less than 2 minutes. Creeping Hunger could now graze 7 souls. During each grazing process, it could obtain 2 or 3 Beyonder powers. One of them can be chosen by the wearer. There are currently 8 souls inside Creeping Hunger. The others completely dissipated from the mutation brought about by the Attendant of Mysteries, and due to the excessive number of souls, it caused a congestion, making some of the powers unusable. 1 soul needs to be released to restore it back to normal. At present, the first of the 8 souls is Baron of Corruption, which is Wormtongue Mither. He fused with the Beyonder characteristics of the same pathway that Mr. A had grazed. Apart from distortion and bribe, weaken, there's another area of effect Beyonder power called corrosion. It can turn the hearts of people within 10 meters dark and greedy, making them make irrational choices. The second is Desire Apostle Kirches. He fused with Mr. A's Devil and replaced Danger Premonition, which requires advanced activation before being useful, with Sulfur Fireball. And Language of Foulness, Slow, and Sword of Lava have been enhanced. Third is Traveler, Mr. X. Lewis Ween. He fused with Mr. A's Scribe. While keeping Traveling and Door Opening, it has obtained the Beyonder power of Record. However, there's a change. It's unable to record ordinary Beyonder powers, and it can only be used against targets at the demigod level. The chance of success has been increased, although it's still very troublesome. 8 times or so would be needed as long as I'm not too unlucky. In addition, it cannot record more than 2 demigod-level Beyonder powers, and cannot exceed sequence 3. Fourth is Zombie Mavetti. There hasn't been any change. It's still the original zombie strength, ice control, and zombie manipulation. Fifth is an Unknown Demoness of Affliction. She can give the user a rather powerful sense of charm. In addition, one's appearance would receive an adjustment to a certain degree. In addition, she can provide an ailment that covers 50 meters. Creatures within that range will slowly be infected, and the effects slowly become severe. In the beginning, it might be oversensitive skin, a cold, or a fever. But 20 to 30 seconds later, it might very well turn into serious illnesses like pneumonia. After 2 or 3 minutes, one can suddenly suffer cardiac arrest or a brain aneurysm. Sixth is an Unknown Wind Blessed. There are 3 Beyonder powers: short-distance flight, dive, and water control. Seventh is an Unknown Soul Assurer, with the 2 Beyonder powers of forcefully pulling one into a dream and causing a spirit body to sleep. Eighth is an Unknown Doctor, with the 3 Beyonder powers of distinguishing the time, treatment of serious ailments, and stitching souls. At the same time, Creeping Hunger itself has Shadow Lurking and Flesh Bomb. Furthermore, it has the chance and strength to barely graze a sequence 4 saint. It has instantly become so much stronger. As Klein was secretly delighted, he also frowned at the negative side effects. Now, Creeping Hunger had to eat a living person every day, otherwise it would devour the wearer. At the same time, it would praise the true creator from time to time in the wearer's mind. It would bring about chaotic thoughts and a headache. Apart from those 2, it was also still afraid of mushrooms. No powers could be used if mushrooms appeared within 5 meters of it. To randomly praise the true creator is really troublesome. Same for eating a living person every day. I'll first throw it above the gray fog and let it calm down for a few days. Perhaps there might be some changes. If that really doesn't work, I can only write to Mr. Azik. Klein quickly made up his mind, and didn't hesitate to release the Soul Assurer's soul. He also planned on swapping the Wind-Blessed and Doctor later. The Demoness of Affliction depended on the circumstances. To the side of the bronze table, the Soul Assurer's spirit surfaced, but due to the mutation, it couldn't be maintained once it lost its host. It rapidly dissipated. His Beyonder characteristic was produced. It was entirely black in color. At its core was pure shimmering light that looked like a night sky with embedded stars. After doing this, Klein didn't hesitate to throw Creeping Hunger and the other items into the junk pile. He then quickly returned to the real world, ended the ceremony, and cleared up any traces. Following that, he washed his face and brushed his teeth to make Dwayne Dance look sharp. After leaving the bathroom, Klein, in his pajamas, walked to the door with his usual expression. He pulled open the door and said to his valet outside, "Prepare a set of clothes that's suitable for home wear." "Yes, sir." Richardson didn't ask why, as he immediately walked to the wardrobe. Only at this point, with him seeing his servants back, did Klein confirm that he was out of harm's way and had returned back to his normal life.